David Fincher's psychological thriller Fight Club was an enigmatic ride that still leaves audiences scratching their heads upon review. The 1999 pick ended with a twist and a bang, and undermined everything we thought we saw before the final act. To clear up any lingering confusion about this modern classic, here's a breakdown of what actually happened at the end of Fight Club. Will the real Tyler Durden please stand up? Early on in Fight Club, we're introduced to Brad Pitt as Tyler Durden, a buff, tough, and rough guy who lives and breathes chaos.
How's that working out for you?
He befriends our sleepless narrator played by Edward Norton, and the two cook up a plan to wage war on the ills of capitalism. Only as we discover in the final act, Tyler isn't real. He's the human embodiment of a frustrated corporate drone's desperate yearning to destroy the system that's confined him. If Fight Club were shot from a third-person perspective, it'd be the story of a mentally unbalanced man leading a bizarre double life. By day, he's a bored office worker. By night, he's a charismatic cult leader who likes to punch things. But thanks to the movie's unreliable first-person narrative, we see Tyler like the narrator sees him, as a charming nihilist who gets the girl. It takes Norton's character a while to figure everything out, but eventually he starts to realize that he's Tyler.
What did you just call me? Say my name.
Tyler Durden. Tyler Durden.
That's when he confronts Tyler, and he discovers that he created this man in his own image, or at least the image of what he wants to be.
All the ways you wish you could be, that's me. I'm free in all the ways that you are not.
So basically, Tyler is a hallucinatory hitman hired by the narrator's subconscious to blow up his life, and a few other things along the way. All the clues. Fight Club doesn't tip its hand much when it comes to foreshadowing its big twist, but Tyler Durden actually appears on 4 separate occasions before we ever really meet him, in the form of single-frame blips on the screen. On rewatch, these moments are meant to be clues that Tyler isn't a real person, and it's no coincidence that our first glimpses of Tyler come in the form of subliminal messages, since he liked to add subliminal private parts to movies in his night job as a projectionist. By the time he makes his grand entrance as the narrator's airplane seatmate, you kind of feel like you know him.
Nobody knows that they saw it, but they did.
One of Fight Club's niftier tricks is that despite being the film's 2 central characters, Tyler and the narrator almost never interact with each other in front of anyone else. But one notable exception is a moment that takes place about 2/3 of the way through, when they're in a car crash along with 2 other members of Project Mayhem. On first watch, this scene seems like a couple spat of sorts between the narrator and Tyler, with the mechanic and Steph playing the part of a bizarre Greek chorus in the background. But if you delete the narrator's half of the dialogue, the scene still totally works as an illustration of indoctrination in action.
Let go! All right, fine.
After the accident, it's worth noting that Tyler emerges from the passenger side and pulls the narrator from the driver's seat, showing once again that Tyler was never really there. We need to talk about Marla. As far as the narrator is concerned, Marla is a nuisance and an interloper whose noisy sexual relationship with Tyler keeps him awake all night. But from Marla's point of view, the narrator and Tyler are one and the same, which actually goes a long way toward explaining why she continues to maintain a relationship with him. The Tyler Durden Marla knows is moody, emotionally unavailable, and kind of a jerk to her. As far as Marla is concerned, though, Tyler is a perfectly ordinary breed of bad boyfriend, and one who's good enough in bed to be worth the continued emotional investment.
You met me at a very strange time in my life.
After all, they started out as just a couple of group therapy tourists, so they were equally messed up from the get-go. Is Tyler dead? In the final moments of Fight Club, the narrator decides to rid himself of Tyler once and for all by shooting himself. By doing so, he simultaneously takes and surrenders control and is reborn into one whole self.
It's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything.
For all intents and purposes, Tyler Durden, as the narrator knew him, is dead, and the real Tyler is free to be whoever he wants to be. With Marla at his side, he watches calmly as Project Mayhem reaches its inevitable conclusion. But the point of Project Mayhem was to destroy all debts so that civilization could start anew without everyone being so beholden to consumerism.
Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate so we can buy we don't need.
And since this was just the first of many groups going forward with the plan for apocalyptic destruction to dismantle the system, after the credits roll, Tyler Durden's legacy definitely lives on, for good or for ill.
Whoa! Whoa!
Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.